Chapter 3. Dr. Grimsby Roylott.
What do you think of all this, Watson?
Holmes asks.
It's very strange, Holmes. On the night of her death, Julia is alone in her room. Her sister tells us. There is only one door, and it goes into the corridor. The sisters always lock their doors. There is a window and a chimney, but they have bars on them. How can anyone get in?
Yes,
Holmes says.
and we must remember the strange whistling, the metallic noise, and Julia's last words. Can the gypsies be guilty? They sometimes wear bands around their heads, and those bands have speckles or marks on them.
A band is also a number of people.
Watson says quietly.
That's true.
Holmes says.
Roylott is very friendly with the gypsies. He also loses money when his stepdaughters marry. That's important.
Helen speaks of a metallic noise. Is it perhaps the noise of something against the metal bars on the window?
Watson asks.
I don't know, but we need to see those bedrooms quickly.
Holmes says. Just then, the door opens suddenly, and a very big man comes quickly into the room. He is wearing a tall black hat, and he has a cane in his hand. His big face is red with the sun, and he looks very angry.
"Which of you is Holmes?"
He asks angrily.
That is my name, sir.
Holmes answers quietly.
But who are you?
"I am Dr. Grimsby Roylott of Stoke Moran."
The big man answers.
Are you? Then please sit down.
Holmes says.
"No!
Roylott cries.
I want to know about my stepdaughter. What is she saying about me?"
She isn't saying anything.
Holmes says.
"Don't play with me, sir."
Roylott cries angrily.
"I'm an important man. I know about Miss Stoner, and I know all about you."
Holmes smiles.
That's interesting, but I must work now, and you must leave. Please close the door after you.
Roylott does not leave. He walks to the chimney and takes the metal poker in his hands. He bends it quickly with his two big hands. Then he throws it down at his feet.
"I'm leaving because I want to leave, not because you tell me,"
he cries angrily.
"Be careful, Mr. Holmes."
Then he walks out of the room, looking all the time at Holmes.
My poor poker.
Holmes says quietly, walking to the chimney. He is not a big man, but he takes the poker and quickly unbends it again. Watson's mouth opens and Holmes begins to laugh.
I'm not afraid of Roylott, Watson. But I need to know something about his wife's will. I'm going out now.
At 1 o'clock, Holmes comes back, and he looks much happier. He has a paper in his hand with numbers on it.
Look, Watson. This is the money from the dead wife's will. It's about £750 in today's money. £250 goes to Julia and £250 to Helen when they marry. That leaves very little for Dr. Roylott. Is he our killer? We must move quickly. Helen is right to be afraid of her stepfather.
Holmes and Watson go to Waterloo. They take a train to Leatherhead, and from there they go by trap through the country. After a few miles, Holmes suddenly looks through the trees, and he cries excitedly to his friend.
There it is, Watson. Do you see it?